Hello, Algebra 1 students. For Mr. Fry, I'm looking at graphing functions worksheet. And we are to graph the following functions by filling out the x and y table below and fill in the table below and graph the following function. And this is f of x just means y, same thing. So y equals 1 divided by x plus 3. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing. So we're going to be plugging in these values for the x. One way to do that on your calculator, if you have a calculator like this one and you have this capability, I would put it in parentheses and put 1 divided by whatever our x value is. So we're going to have -2, so -2, and then I back parentheses it plus 3. And then that's going to tell me what my y value would be when x equals -2. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to use the back button so I don't have to type this in every time. And then just change that -2 to a -1 and then hit equals. And then that would be 2. And then you just keep going in and just keep changing that x value when you're doing this on the calculator. As you work through this, you should be getting a graph that looks like this. And then you should be getting points that look like this. They're kind of hard to find. You got to kind of think about it. Do not pay attention to this point right here. That was wrong. I was at 0.257 and I went to 2.57, so that one's wrong. But anyways, you start to see this happening here. You have this curve up here and you have this curve down here. And another site that I was using is Desmos, and you could use this on your computer. Just Google Desmos, and you could type in, anything. This is actually your last one that I'm showing you today. I'll come back to that one here shortly. But if you go through and I type in my 1 divided by my x value, and then I put in my, plus? Yeah, plus, it's plus 3. So I have that 1 divided by x plus 3. No matter what your x values are, they have it graphed here for you. And you see what you've graphed is, just this portion and this small portion of these two curves, okay? So you could, check yourself. And if you click on the bottom left-hand side of Desmos, you got this keypad that you can use. You could type in, these formulas and kind of see where those points would end up to see if you're doing this correctly, okay? So I'm not going to do that for each one, but I did the same thing on the calculator. I put in parentheses my x value, and then I squared it. And I put in parentheses. It's important to put it in parentheses because it's not going to take into consideration your negative. So my -3, and then I square that, and that gives me 9. You have to put it in parentheses because if not, it's going to tell you -9. It will square the 3, but it won't take in consideration the negative. So, and then once again, you just use the back button, then put in -2, and then you have 4, and so on. Okay, so your T-chart should look like this. Your table should look like this. And then you just plot the points and you have your quadratic kind of parent function there. Okay, so that's C. Try B on your own. I'm just doing every other one because I want you to, go ahead and explore that on your own. And then the last one that I want to show you is C here. And this is x squared minus x minus 4. And once again, I plugged that into Desmos, and you saw that at the beginning of the video. It was up there already. I wanted to check myself before I wreck myself on these problems. So I went in and I just substituted my x values in. I plugged it in the calculator the same way I've been showing you. And then these are my y values that I got. I plotted those points, and you could see that this is a quadratic equation also. Kind of like a smiley face for you on this Wednesday. So try the other ones that I'm not showing you on your own, and don't worry if you make mistakes. We learn from them. As long as you learn from your mistakes, you're making progress. So keep progressing.